We've been telling you, of course, about the Trayvon Martin case. He's a 17-year-old African-American teenager who was shot by George Zimmerman, who outweighs him by over 100 pounds. Zimmerman claimed that it was self-defense, even though Trayvon Martin weighs 140 pounds, had no weapon whatsoever. And Zimmerman chased down Martin, as is clear in the 911 tapes, and called him racial insult in the tapes as well. And we also told you that conservatives had begun to defend Zimmerman, of course. Well, now Glenn Beck's website takes it to a new level. The Blaze writes, I believe it's this guy named Matthias Holt who wrote this, several different things in defense of Zimmerman and also attacking Trayvon Martin, because that's a classy thing to do. Remember, he is dead, okay? So first he writes, well, under Florida law, therefore Zimmerman did nothing wrong, assuming Trayvon Martin actually aggressed against him. Now, he says assuming that Trayvon Martin was the aggressor. Now, he's not assuming that. He's saying if that were the case, under Florida law, that Zimmerman did nothing wrong. That's actually not true at all. Even if Trayvon Martin was the aggressor, which is a comical idea if you've heard the tapes, and you heard the eyewitness testimony, well, you can't just pull out a gun and shoot someone unless you think your life is in danger. The force has to match the force that you received. He had to believe, Zimmerman, that Trayvon Martin was going to somehow kill him with his bag of Skittles that he had in his pocket for that to be true. But here, of course, the assumption on the Blaze is, well, of course, Zimmerman is not guilty if Trayvon Martin was the aggressor. Now, they apparently listened to the same 911 tapes we did, and they came to the conclusion, quote, the audio weakens racism charges.
How does it weaken racism charges? Are you a moron? Are you a moron? They always get away fucking coons. Really? And look,
you can see how that would weaken the racism charges.
Someone tweeted to me today and said, he didn't say fucking coons, he said fucking punk. Really?
We played the tape over and over again. You can go back to our old video and listen to it for yourself. On the current show, we even amplified it so you can hear it better. It's nowhere near punk. Lucas was joking earlier, he's one of our producers, saying that maybe it was fucking pantaloons. Okay, that's got a better chance than punks. It's not anywhere remotely near punks. Anyway, apparently in Glenn Beck's world, or in this Holt guy's world, that weakens the charges of racism. Number 3, he says, there had reportedly been suspicious activity in the neighborhood. Well, you know, but you know who reported it? Zimmerman! Zimmerman had called 911 46 times.
Wow.
And the neighbors had complained about him. This lunatic keeps calling things in, harassing everybody, right?
Yeah, the only suspicious activity that was going on in that neighborhood was a self-appointed leader of the Neighborhood Watch. The Neighborhood Watch wanted nothing to do with. That's the suspicious behavior.
Right, but Glenn Beck's website twists it, so, well, you see, there was suspicious behavior, so obviously we had to shoot the black guy. All right, now, he continues. In his second call, one of Zimmerman's neighbors says the guy's yelling help without identifying which person is yelling. Now, well, that conveniently leaves out the fact that all the eyewitnesses have already gone on television. Not all of them have come forward. Some have gone on television saying it was the teenager that was calling for help. In this account, on the Blaze, we can't tell. Somebody's yelling, but I can't tell who it is. Golly gee, well, why didn't you ask the witnesses? Why didn't the cops ask the witnesses? They all say it was the teenager. Oh, I can't tell. Okay. You see how they're going out there? We aren't even close to the worst part of it yet. All right, now, afterwards, he then again describes Zimmerman as a person who this story might be, quote, the work of an overzealous vigilante, though still probably not an illegal act. So at least they call him a vigilante there, but he's just overzealous. I mean, you know, that's all. He's just a little excited, and you know what? It's definitely not illegal. Now, this is the second time he's mentioning how it's not illegal, right? And then he mentions Bernie Goetz, the guy who shot all the kids on the subway, and he says, remember, Bernie Goetz was acquitted. He did nothing wrong. So that's his third reference to how Zimmerman did nothing wrong. All right, then finally he also says, and this is a very important part, Trayvon Martin, did you know that he was actually suspended from school?
Oh my God, he was suspended from school. You know what, he deserved that shot to the chest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was once suspended from school, and you know, I'm just lucky I got away without getting shot in the head. So he says, but it's for 10 days. And so then he asks this piercing question. But what exactly was he suspended for in the first place?
No, this man is sick. He makes me sick to my stomach, like to the point where I want to throw up.
I haven't gotten to the worst part.
Oh my God, I can't. I'm physically getting sick, Cenk.
Okay.
Like, take race out of it, okay? Take all of that, take the politics out of it, right? A 17-year-old died, okay? What if his child died?
No, these guys, they couldn't care less. Second of all, you're asking them to relate to an African American. They're like, what do you mean if my child died? He's not African American. They're.
Would this guy be writing a blog about what Zimmerman did was not illegal? Would he be writing that exact same blog if his nephew or his own child died? Hell no, he wouldn't. But you're right, it's a black kid, right, that he has absolutely no relation to, so who cares? Black kid died. Zimmerman didn't do anything wrong.
No, but so here comes the worst part. Here comes the smear. Not only did Zimmerman do nothing wrong, but Trayvon Martin obviously had it coming, right? Because then he lists for over 2 pages all the different things that you could theoretically possibly get a 10-day suspension for. Now, why is he going to do that? Because he wants to say, look at all the things Trayvon Martin might have done. This is not the things he did. Might have done in a theoretical world to get a 10-day sentence. And then he lists a parade of crimes that are, okay, so in fact, let me give you some of them. Breaking and enter and burglary. Bullying through repeated harassment. These are the things Trayvon Martin might have done in this Glenn Beck website article. Possession of simulated weapons. Sexual harassment. Grand theft. Hate crimes, aggravated assault, armed robbery, arson, homicide, kidnapping, abduction, sexual battery. Now, they're not saying he did that. They're pulling the old Fox News trick of, look at all the things he might have done to get that 10-day suspension. So is he really not a dangerous guy? I don't know. Look at all the things that's possible. Look, there's some bad people in this world, man. And I didn't think they were going to make this political. Oh, but I was totally wrong. Because I thought, even if you make it political, my God, what a losing issue for you. Everybody thinks about their own kid. Every decent human being in the country thinks, what if it happened to my kid, right? But these people are not decent human beings. So they think, let's go smear the dead black kid to make sure we protect Zimmerman. I hope you're happy. I mean, I'm with Anna. You repulse me.